chairs propping it up also. So there you go.
Tremor.
Yeah, Jonathan
Tremor.
Treymore. Tremore.
Is joke? Oh, Tremor.
Treymore. So
Right,
yeah,
I thought you were joking with me.
no, you basically you finish sweeping the entire first floor. You find about 50 people also, and then you make it back up to the you go up the stairwell with everyone, and you also get to the auditorium, and then you meet back up with Dee Dee and Kirkman and the Colonel. So let's see, deck 2, Puck. You are on deck 2. You're finding survivors. You've actually killed quite a few zombies, so you're going to need to take 15 rounds off of your total for ammunition, and you've actually killed about 15 to 30 zombies between you and the trigger-happy paramilitary man that you were traveling with. And you hear crying, and you hear a God, why me? Why is this happening to me? And as you're sweeping the entire second deck, you go into this room, and you see that there is a father sitting in the corner of the room, holding his daughter, probably about 5 to 7 years old. You can see that the daughter was attacked and bitten, and she already has a fever and is starting to turn that yellowish color that these individuals are turning before they actually die and then come back to life. So he just, as you guys enter the room, he just looks up at you and tells you that she's bitten and he can't leave her here.
Oh, this is Puck's guy, right?
This is Puck, yep.
Oh, I got off easy.
Fuck it, I'm out!
I think you may have to amputate another arm.
We're still doing that, Gengar. We're still playing on Sunday.
There's nothing you can do for her. She's going to turn.
I know that, and he's he's sobbing. I can't leave her. I would rather kill myself and her than not have her.
Why would you end your own life? I say to him.
Because several years ago my wife died of cancer, and if I don't have my daughter, there's nothing else for me to live for. So if you want to give me your gun, I will kill myself and kill her, and then you can come back and get the gun. The paramilitary man, he's like, we got to go, man. We ain't got time for this. And he basically starts sweeping. He leaves the room, and you can hear him opening up more doors. So, Puck, he says, it's on you, man. He says, it's on you, what you're going to do. So, the decision's yours, Puck.
Tell him he can make more daughters.
But there are several beautiful women, so you can always try to begin another family, I say.
Try to what? And this is the end of the world, and Jesus Christ, give me a persuasion roll. Seeing that you're being so persuasive there, Puck. You're being so persuasive.
-6 to that roll,
There's lots of fish in sea.
Give me a -2 to that roll, also, Puck. Put a -2 into the modifier. Watch him nail like 5 explosions.
Persuasion, I don't have that, I think.
A very convincing argument.
What is
like the unskilled?
it? Unskilled. And then do one -2, so it'll be -4. Yeah, there should be a -2 in there also for the unskilled. Is there anything in there to add another modifier into the unskilled?
No.
Just hit the unskilled button, Puck. You're being so persuasive. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm just gonna kill myself. just give me your gun. Because what a big help you were.
Reluctantly, I give him my gun.
Oh my god.
He turns the gun on you and fires. No, I'm just kidding. No, he basically holds his daughter tight, puts the gun up to her head, and pulls the trigger. And as he pulls the trigger, her head explodes, and the bullet goes into his chest. And you can see after about 20-30 seconds, he does stop breathing. But now,
Way to go, Pug.
yeah, so persuasive there. No, but anyway, Puck, now you know that this guy's going to come back. You know, this guy's going to come back pretty soon. So you may want to. That's up to you. You may want to put a bullet in him. That's up to you. But
I grab my gun and quickly shoot him through the head.
all right. So you catch back up to the paramilitary man, and he asks you. He goes, "Oh, what the hell? What the hell went on in there, man?"
I say, yeah, that guy, he lost his wife already, and he didn't have the courage to live anymore.
You couldn't talk him out of it? I thought you were a smooth talker.
I tried to, but he didn't believe me.
He just kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and says, well, we better get back to the auditorium. And there's about 50 people. You have about 50 people with you. So you guys make it back to the auditorium also. Now, finally on deck 3, Betty, you are doing a clean sweep of the deck. And there's actually a lot less. There are hardly any. This is basically where you guys were staying before. And there's hardly any living dead at all. And
I thought we were on deck 4.
Is it 4? Then yeah, then you're one deck below. But still, deck 3, hardly anything. But you do hear that in one of the rooms, there's a lone female. Appears to be in her 40s, and actually she appears to be in her late 50s, early 60s. And I'm gonna put a picture here of her. And the gentleman that you saved with the family, this is what he looks like here. And Betty, this lady here, she's probably late 50s, early 60s. And what she is doing is basically, she says she'll accompany you. So she's not giving you any kind of trouble, nothing like that. But she keeps doing the entire time as you guys are going to the auditorium with the rest of the people is she's just preaching about nothing but yes, oh my, it's the end of days and we are all going to die and this is the wrath of God and this is the punishment for our sins. And oh man, she is just constantly explaining everything of how mankind brought this upon themselves and hell on earth is here and you know the rapture is coming. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And several of the people that are with her are actually saying, yeah, I believe that. And so you guys you get about 150 people to the auditorium. So in total there's about 300 people now in this auditorium. And you know, as you guys are, everybody's filing into the auditorium. You know, like I said, there's like 300 people. So there's people that are checking for wounds as people are going in, and you know, so Kirkman and Brackenridge, they're both wanting to make sure that no infected people get into this room because it could end up being really bad. You know what I mean? Really bad.
Right.
So about a half an hour, I mean, there's a line of people, and the soldiers they're taking out eventual Walking Dead that are coming up behind to the back of the line, and they're taking out the Walking Dead, and then after about a half an hour, now there's like 300 people in this auditorium, and it's actually a rather large auditorium, and here's basically what the inside would look like. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, this is where the Golden Girls perform their nightly show, and Siegfried and Roy are also on the ship, and they're performing with their white tigers. And because they're no longer allowed to perform in Vegas, they are allowed to perform in international waters. So you're gonna miss the Siegfried and Roy show, but anyways, there's like I said, there's like 300 people in this auditorium, and it's actually really loud in here. So I'm gonna play a little bit of background noise, and everybody's kind of going on, and you can still hear.
We're all together now, right?
Yeah, everybody's together now. Everybody's in the auditorium.
I find you're.
Yeah. Okay, so and Brackenridge and Kirkman, they're up towards the front of the stage. So would you guys like to say anything real quick? Because Kirkman says he's going to go on the stage and tell everybody, look, this is about, we're going to think about getting out of here now, getting on the ships and whatnot. So he's going to make an announcement to everybody here in just a second. But this is a great time for you guys to RP anything if you want to before Kirkman goes onto the stage.
I'm curious about what everybody did. Where all these people come from? You brought with you Vera, Betty, Puck. Damn, I ain't never seen so many white people.
Not even in Chicago?
Come on, you've been on Michigan Avenue before.
Trolling maybe, but yeah. Is this some sort of convention going on in this ship? But yeah, what happened, guys? We run into a little bit of zombies on our way up here, but you guys have any problems?
I think we should leave before Queen comes.
Right, Vera, you may be on to something there.
This is a terrible place for everyone to be.
Yeah, we
It's
Also,
one
a
spot
very
like
terrible
this.
It's
place
like a
for
buffet.
everybody to be so loud.
Mm-hmm. Noise, something for the zombies, there, Betty? Does that draw them or something?
This is the end of days! Jesus is
My
doing this to
experience
us!
of movies have supersonic, basically, hearing.
Oh, okay.
Jesus is doing this to us!
One
Jesus is
difficulty.
punishing us!
I was a man with his daughter. I say to the rest of the group.
Oh, you ran into a man and his daughter. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
you didn't
his
touch her
daughter.
inappropriately or anything, did you, Puck?
No, his daughter was bitten.
Oh, yeah. All right, okay.
The man didn't want to live anymore. I eventually had to let him take his life himself and his daughter.
And his daughter, well, she was dead, right?
Yeah, she was about to turn. He shot her through the head and through his own chest.
Man, Puck, you couldn't have talked him down from that cliff, man? I mean,
I
damn,
tried to.
there's a life, as long as there's life, there's hope, Puck. Come on, man.
I tried to, but he wouldn't
What'd you
listen.
say to him?
Well, how did he kill himself?
Yeah.
I'll give him a gun.
Oh my God, this story is getting worse and worse. What you tell this honky, Puck?
It doesn't sound like he talked too well. He just gave him a gun.
Puck's
tell him
just
The
Puck's
benefits of life and the hope that another day will bring him and all this jibber jabber?
Puck pulled out his gold cigarette case and just pulled a cigarette out and just started smoking it in front of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Puck. I trust your judgment, I suppose. I look kind of roll my
Let
eyes.
not
like,
reluctantly.
Just don't ask me to invest any money, right, Puck? Oh God. What did you say to him, Puck? What? Dee Dee asked you what?
He's trying
Yeah.
to get it out of
I tried to say to him, Tom, you can find another wife, you can start over again, but
Well,
He was telling the end of the world and
That
this and
sounds like
that.
a good ploy to take. I mean, did you just spit it out like that, or did you kind of, ease into that whole new wife, more fish in the sea spiel? Just say, look, your wife's dead. You can find another one. Is that how it went? Look.
Yeah, I don't want to talk anymore about it.
He's feeling
Out of
remorse.
character. Vera would not, but they would say, look, guy, you got plenty to live for. This is the end of the world, the zombie apocalypse. You could spend the rest of your life shooting zombies.
And not getting in trouble for it, exactly.
That's like the best thing that could ever happen to you.
And whoa, that's the first time I've seen this side of you, Vera. You went off with that
No, Vera didn't say that.
that trigger-happy honky there and come back a different woman.
That was Vay speaking, not Vera.
Okay.
All right, so as Colonel Brackenridge and Kirkman, they head up on the stage. Kirkman taps on the microphone, and you can see that there's no power, of course, to this thing. So he's trying to get as he's standing on the stage in the front of the auditorium, he's trying to get everybody calmed down. And after several moments of him screaming, "Please, everyone, please settle down, please, everyone." So everybody settles down enough to where he's able to speak. And then he says, "People, people, people, I need your attention. People, people, please. What I'm about to say is a matter of life and death here, not only for you, but for everyone around you." And then he's starting to he's waiting as everybody quiets down, and then he starts to continue. "I'm not gonna lie to you guys here. We're in some deep shit here, and I don't know why, and I don't know how, but there are things loose on this ship that should be dead, but they are not. They're alive, or something is alive, and it's attacking not only my men, but your families, killing your families, killing my men, killing everyone around you, and these things are actually living after they're dead." So a voice from the crowd erupts. "No shit, Sherlock! Tell us something we don't know!"
That's what I was thinking.
So-
Why the speech?
Yeah. So all of a sudden, a female voice. She, and this is the lady, Mrs. Hartman, that Betty, the one that you had actually saved. Well, that you had actually escorted to the auditorium. She says,
Oh my.
She rises from the position. She starts to walk to the front, and she's standing pointing at Kirkman. And she says, "Oh, don't stand there and pretend ignorance. You know why this is happening." And then she's turning, and she moves her pointed finger over to the assembly. "You all of you, know why this is happening. We've ignored God for too long. And," she points upward, "we've betrayed him, and we've laughed at him, and now we're being made to pay the price. We're being made to pay the price." And then, another voice yells, Who's ignored?" And then she says, Our Lord and Savior God. Miss Hartman," and she says, "My name is Betty Hartman, and this is the work of the demons. This is work of devils." And then all of a sudden, Kirkman, he's like, ma'am, please, if you'll just take your seat for just a second." And she starts to, and she stands back up, and she says, "Oh, you'll see, and you'll see in the end." And she's pointing at you, and actually pointing at all of you, because you guys are kind of, walking up on
I'm
the
very
stage.
receptive. I'm very receptive to her arguments, David.
So, yeah.
I was
No,
raised by
it's
my
a
grandma.
queen.
She was a Bible beater and all.
Is
and,
that right, Betty?
Isn't that the Queen of England? But and then Kirkman goes on to say, "Be that as it may, but those things aren't the only problem here. And yeah, they're a serious problem at the rate that we're in. Infection, whatever it is, it's spreading, guys." And he says, "The other problem is that the ship is dead in the water right now. We've got no power, no way to navigate the ship, and worst of all, we cannot communicate, so we cannot call the Coast Guard." And another voice, yells out, "What in the hell do you mean?" And then, a couple of people said, yeah, I heard an explosion. There was an explosion. The whole top of the ship exploded right out into the water. And then, Kirkman comes back and he says, that's right. He says, there was an explosion. It did take out the bridge. And until another vessel comes along, we are effectively on our own. And then, everyone starts to, get louder. So, everyone's starting to talk, and Kirkman's trying to get everyone settled back down. And after several minutes, Kirkman finally gets everybody settled back down. And then Kirkman says, now, it could take a few hours, a few days for someone to discover us. I don't know. I can't tell you. I do know that at the latest, someone will get worried when we don't dock in the Bahamas, so we'll have to have a search party looking for us, at least by then. In the meantime, I'm having everyone remain here in the auditorium. Colonel Brackenridge, and he points over to, the guy standing beside him, and he goes, is part of our security. Usually you'd never see him or his other men, and he, kind of points around to the paramilitary men. And they're just normal precautions post 9/11, folks. Nothing to be worried about. These are just men that are behind the scenes, and they're used just in case of an emergency. And this is definitely a time of emergency. So he goes on to say, he and I will lead our teams to the ship to make sure we didn't miss anyone, and also to get enough bedding and food supplies to last us the next few days. Then after that, if no help arrives after the next few days, then we will start to use all of the lifeboats, and we will basically be out in the water. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but seeing that we do have the supplies here, and if we keep everyone in this confined area, we should have a secure enough location to do so, and we'll have plenty of supplies. He says, I'm reluctant to make an attempt for the lifeboats right now because of all of the creatures on the ship. But if we have no one else turning into these creatures, then we can take our security teams. We have the weapons. We have the ammunition. We can go out. We can make sweeps. We can take out as many of these as we can, eliminate the threats, and it'll up our chance of survival. And he says, and plus, the crafts take power to launch, and without the power, I don't know if we can make it. I don't know if we'll be able to launch them, but somehow we may be able to get one of the generators down in the engineering room up and operational. That I don't know yet. I'm not an engineer, so and he goes on to say that he doesn't even know if any of the engineers survived. So then he turns and he says, now if anyone has any kind of special needs or medical requirements, let us know before we head out. In the meantime, I need everyone to remain calm and stay here. We're going to be safe in here as long as we think instead of just react. We'll make it until rescue comes. And if, like I said, if anything doesn't happen in the next 2 to 3 days, then we'll start thinking about the lifeboats. All right, so Kirkman gets down off of the stage with Brackenridge and basically starts to, there's a line of people starting to form on what things that they need. People need, like insulin, people for their diabetes. People need their breath inhalers. So this is basically what's going on right now. And he thanks everybody, and actually the colonel, you hear the colonel, go up to him and say thanks for covering me and my men there. That was quick thinking. And he says, well, we're in this together now, so we got to get out together. So all right, so the floor is yours, everybody.
All right, so we're right next to Kirkman and these guys then, right there.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are you all are together down at the bottom of the stage.
You think that's gonna keep everybody calm, Kirkman?
Hopefully, seems like it's working at the moment.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you want us to do in the meantime? I mean, we're gonna make some some runs outside of this place, trying to get some supplies or something. I don't know. Have we got everything in here that we need?
I sent my men off. They're going to
Oh, you did? Okay.
yeah. They're going to go get some food, bottled water, whatever else that we can find to eat. They're going to bring it in here. But yes, we're going to go ahead and see what the people need in here. Maybe get a little rest for about another half hour or so, get a breather, and then we are going to the rear of the ship, and we are going to find that motherfucker Forthington. He is our next thing. He's the next thing on the list that we need to take care of.
So, I know Vera's curious about where that white food is.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still on the ship. I don't know. You know, and he turns to Brackenridge, and Brackenridge is like, no, supposedly he was going to be on one of the lifeboats, but he says we never even got to the lifeboats. So, you know, he thinks he's probably still on the ship. Forthington never told him that he was getting off the ship. So, but yeah, that's the next thing that you know, is on the list to do. You know, like I said, they'll get the supplies after we get Forthington. We'll get everybody's, you know, meds. Hopefully by now, all of the Walking Dead are out of the makeshift infirmary, and we can get down there and get that medicine and stuff with the least amount of problems that we can. Yeah, Mr. Manpuck. How's your arm feeling, by the way?
Well,
You've got to be in a lot of pain.
If I can get some Oxycontin or so, it will go.
Oh, I like how you named it. You want Oxycontin? Well, we'll have to.
Sounds like a junkie to me.
We'll have to see what we can find. We'll try to get you something.
But I say to him, if you want, I can take a look at the generator.
Take a look at the generator. Oh, in case, yeah, if that's definitely what we're going to need to do, Mr. Manpuck, because if we're not found in the next couple days, we're definitely going to need to use the ships and get out of here. But you know, it's like I said, all of these lifeboats, they're electronically powered. Well, the winches are anyways to lower them down. So we're going to need to get at least a couple electric generators going, and do you have the skill for that? I don't personally.
I know I'm already on the electronics, so I can have it to
I mentioned that I've worked on machines, engines, surely no different than tractor on farm.
All right, well that's good. I'm glad a couple of you know how to work on the machine. So after we get all of the list of things that we need, I know it looks like we need a lot of insulin, a lot of breath inhalers, some medication, some thyroid medication. There's some people that have medical needs, so we need to get that stuff. So what we'll do is we'll head to Forthington's quarters, which are in the rear of the ship, and it's past the crew quarters, and then basically he's in the penthouse. And then after we pick up Forthington, we'll stop by the security suite, gather up all of the supplies, and then bring him back here to the auditorium.
Okay. Sound like a plan to me.
Who's going to keep order here in the auditorium? That's my question.
Guys with these submachine guns or whatever, I don't think nobody's gonna cross them.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that you actually saw with the 9mm Glocks, and they're basically standing out the doors, just regular passengers of the ship. So seems like everything is pretty much under control for now.
Okay.
All right. Very nice. So you guys have anything else you want to discuss amongst one another? Well, Kirkman
he's told us about the lifeboats, what we need to get them hoisted down and all. So they're gonna need to get some kind of electricity running them things. And Cook and Vera, I don't know how well farm machinery is gonna translate, but
we're probably about a day and a half out.
Up about it, and that's about it. That's all. We're gonna check on this Forthington character. Maybe we'll find out what's going on here.
What's going on here?
That's right.
What's going on here? I like it.
He probably, we know he done hired these boys here with these guns to sink the ship. But there ain't no telling. He might have the virus or
Don't
whatever.
say that too loud. Don't say that too loud.
Calm down, Kirkman. I'm all right. I'm cool. This